in shadows, and the journey is spiritual, is psychological, is mental health, is uplifting. It's a journey inwards, which is actually meant for us to get into different perspectives of our past experiences and how do we manage, and maybe things that will be happening tomorrow in our lives or have been affecting people that are close and loved ones. My name is Emmanuel Chiangong. I am a clinical counselor, a beauty consultant, and a mind-body therapist. I'm your host, and today we have a very lovely discussion which will be on a topic that is very, very current. And before that, let me welcome you. Shadows, shadows, shadows. Where are you? Here I am. I am shadow. I am shadow. I am in you. I am with you. I am visible. I am invisible. Everyone, everything has a shadow. It grows and matures with us as the days move on, changing in lengths and in angles. From birth to death, my shadow stays with me, appearing and disappearing. When I am invisible, I am under you, and we call that midday. When I am longest, I am impressive, and we call that dawn or midnight. The shadow is that part of us, that part of our story, our memory, we are not proud of. That part of our experience we are not very comfortable with. It can as well be the element of pride, contempt, and arrogance we ignore or are not aware of. The shadow can as well be that talent, that gift, that precious element, that genius hiding in you, you are not ready to share, to improve on this world. And I dare challenge you to know the shadow can be the shade under the tree where you see it just to regenerate and take it again one more time. Another offensive. It's that place of comfort, that safe place you go to when everything looks like the world is against you. That can also be the shadow. It is that which haunts us, it scares us, it makes us shiver, revealing our doubts, fears, and uncertainties. Shadow, you make us question our outcome. You are really hard to bear at times. We resign and surrender to you as we realize shadows will always be there with us. Whenever you have the shadow, know the light is close by. We only have the dark because there is the light. The shadow is the product of the light. When you have the shadow, look to the opposite and you will see the light. Don't look to the shadow, don't look to your pain. Look to the wisdom, the grace that comes on the other side of your pain and challenges. Ask your pain to lead you to the light that will change your life. Bring us your shadow, bring in your shadow. Finally, let them come to rest. Finally, let them build a purpose in our life. Let your shadow be, let my shadow be, and let our shadow be, and keep smiling. Like I said, today we'll be discussing I have lost my job. Yes, this statement has been made this very day in the city of Douala and many of the big cities of the world 1,000 and 1,000,000 times. I have lost my job. And when you lost your job, what does that imply to you? What does it imply to your family, to your close ones, to the organization to which you were working? Aujourd'hui, nous allons réfléchir sur le perte de mon travail. J'ai perdu mon boulot. J'ai perdu mon travail. I've lost my job. On va réfléchir là-dessus. Cette phrase se prononce tout le jour que Dieu a créé. Quelqu'un perd son travail. Et c'est ça qui nous intéresse. Quand vous perdez le travail, quand vous venez de perdre votre travail, quelle est l'implication dans votre vie, dans la vie de votre famille, ceux qui vous aiment, vos parents, la vie de la communauté ou l'organisation pour laquelle vous travaillez? Quel impact cela peut avoir sur votre environnement et votre communauté? The loss of job is certainly a very sensitive, actually a determining moment and a turning point in most of our lives. And there are people who have lost many jobs, and there are people who don't know they'll be losing their jobs very soon. And there are some people who are taking their jobs for granted. Who are those I am interested in? Qui sont les personnes qui m'intéressent dans ces réflexions? Je parle à tous ceux qui n'ont pas d'emploi. Quand tu n'as pas d'emploi, tu as une idée de ce que ça veut dire de perdre l'emploi. I'm talking to those who are jobless. If you are jobless, you are having an experience what it means to lose a job. So when you get a job, don't want to lose a job to understand what it feels like. And don't forget what it was like when you hadn't a job. When you are working for somebody, you need to know that you can lose that job can be lost. For ungrateful workers, there are workers that you do everything for them, they will never appreciate. They always believe that they are giving you more than they are receiving. Someday they may not have what they think is so small. Ungrateful workers can be someone who can benefit from this discussion. We have proud and arrogant workers. There are workers who say, I don't care about the job. Nous avons des employés qui travaillent pour certaines personnes. Des fois, il faut toujours dire qu'on peut perdre ce travail un jour. Ceux qui sont ingrats, vous dites que là, je m'en fous, ce travail, c'est quoi? Je donne plus que je reçois. Un jour, peut-être il sera plus là, et peut-être c'est le jour que tu vas te rendre compte que c'était quelque chose d'important. Il y a bien sûr les employés qui sont arrogants, qui sont, je m'en fous, ça c'est même quoi, je peux quitter n'importe quand. Je voulais leur faire comprendre qu'il y a quelque chose lorsqu'on n'a pas l'emploi. Souvent, quand l'emploi est là, c'est difficile pour nous d'imaginer comment ça va se passer quand il n'est plus là. Temporary workers, quand tu prends un travail temporaire ou bien vous avez un contrat à durée déterminée, sachez qu'un jour tu vas perdre le travail. À un moment donné, on se prend dans l'ambiance de ce travail, on oublie que c'est un contrat à durée déterminée. So when you have a temporary job or a fixed duration contract, you know that someday you are going to lose your job. So when it comes, don't make like it's a surprise. Don't start making as if you didn't know it will happen. That was the contract you signed. And every day at the job goes closer to the day of the end of that contract. And I'm talking to you right now. Reckless employers. Il y a des employeurs qui donnent du travail mais qui ne méritent pas les employés. Ceux qui travaillent pour eux, ils ne leur méritent pas. Un jour, ces personnes vont quitter le travail et ce travail, ces personnes peuvent être très déterminantes. Donc quand on parle de « j'ai perdu mon travail aujourd'hui », je me focalise sur celui qui travaille. Mais sachez qu'il y a un retombé sur la personne qui vous a employé. Et ça dépend de quel genre d'employé vous étiez. So it depends on what type of worker you were. Sometimes your departure can be a great pain to the one who employed you. Well, let me talk about those who are going on retirement. When you go on retirement, you have lost your job. You know, people don't look at it that way, you know, but that's it. It means the job has been lost. You can call it retirement, whatever, you don't longer have that job. So this discussion applies to you, and it will help you to prepare for that day if it has to come, if it is inevitable, or if it comes, so that you can always be equal to yourself. These challenges come to make us only better if we have the right state of mind and the proper guidance. Ces challenges viennent pour nous rendre plus forts si seulement nous avons l'assistance nécessaire. There are many reasons can explain why we lost our jobs. A job is a paid position of a regular employment or a task or piece of work, especially one that is paid for. We have the words like occupation, self-employed, corporate work, you know, non-governmental assistance, whatever. We have many ways when we talk about corporate environment and the different work titles that come in there. Donc, lorsqu'on parle d'emploi, c'est un exercice qui est réalisé avec un salaire en retour. C'est un emploi qui est effectué dans un lieu de travail et qui a une rémunération en retour. Alors, donc, il y a des avantages lorsqu'on travaille. When you want to think about losing your job, also think about when that job will not be there. So what are the advantages when we work? When we work, we are able to have financial security. We are able to learn new skills. Through the job side, we develop new knowledge and we improve on ourselves. We have health insurance. Can you imagine that if a bill of 100,000, you just pay 10,000 because you have 90% coverage? You have a sense of purpose. Yes, people see you go out and come in. You have some objectives to attain. You have to look forward to the next season. You have projects you want to achieve. Then you have retirement service benefits when you go on retirement. You have savings that came through the job that can now help to support you in those moments. You have valuable connections, which are former colleagues, former bosses. It's a whole of network. People have worked in many organizations, have many networks all over the world, especially if you have been an international worker. And these connections are actually your resources. You have intellectual growth, you have discount schemes. There are a lot of companies that have negotiated discount on purchase from certain partner organizations. You have access to the community. There are many things that you can go in respect to the portfolio occupy at a company like general manager, sales representative, or, you know, finance consultant. All of those things can introduce you into other aspects of the community. You feel accomplished, absolutely, because you can respond to the needs from your primary support group and even extended family. You have the opportunity to expand your horizon. Most people entered the plane, traveled to other countries, took a train to other countries simply because they were on official duty. Their job gave them the possibility to travel to other countries, and you can improve your social connections, your mental and physical health, amongst others. Donc, lorsqu'on travaille à des avantages, nous avons un salaire, une rémunération qui nous permettent de fournir les besoins de nos familles et de nos proches. Nous avons une assurance pour la santé, assurance maladie. Nous avons la possibilité d'élargir notre compétence, notre connaissance. Nous avons des rémunérations après retraite, donc les cotisations de notre retraite qui est payée grâce à notre lieu de travail et la prévoyance sociale. Nous avons une croissance intellectuelle liée aux challenges, aux fonctions qu'on occupe. Dans ce travail, il y a bien sûr les avantages liés à des partenariats avec des entreprises où on peut acheter avec remise, on peut acheter avec crédit. Nous avons bien sûr l'accès à la communauté. Par rapport aux fonctions que nous avons des opportunités d'élargir et d'étendre nos horizons à travers les voyages qui sont tout simplement liés à des voyages professionnels ou des voyages de mission pour le travail, et nous pouvons élargir nos connexions sociales, amélioration de la santé mentale et la santé physiologique, et en sécurité financière bien sûr. Et voilà, il y a une raison d'être, on a une raison d'être. Tout ça permet qu'on on voit le travail comme quelque chose de très important. Alors donc, quand vous avez un travail, vous avez une rémunération, vous pouvez donner un logement à votre famille, vous pouvez nourrir votre famille, vous pouvez payer pour l'éducation de la famille, vous pouvez financer les besoins en santé. Imaginez votre enfant qui n'arrive pas à avoir l'attention médicale appropriée et vous le perdez. Il y a beaucoup qui ont perdu leur enfant parce qu'ils ne pouvaient pas payer les factures. Nous avons la possibilité de célébrer, c'est-à-dire acheter un gâteau d'anniversaire pour votre enfant. Vous avez la possibilité de fêter le baptême ou bien de fêter votre mariage au lieu de faire un mariage un peu secret quelque part. Vous avez la possibilité de donner des dons et assister des personnes qui n'en ont pas. Tout ça contribue à notre bien-être et notre équilibre mental. Vous avez la possibilité d'améliorer votre niveau, c'est-à-dire par l'éducation, amélioration spirituelle, physique et bien sûr émotionnelle. Et vous pouvez améliorer votre équilibre émotionnel en tout général. So when you have a job, you can lodge, feed, educate, clothe your family. We are looking at the Abraham Maslow scale of needs. Just look at it, the hierarchy of needs. So you can provide the bottom line, psychological benefits. You can feed, clothe, and house your children. You can move on another level to provide another sense of security where they are free from danger, they have protection, and then you can move on to create belonging. They can have community, association, society, and of course you can go on to prove on your status, I am the mayor, I am the head of department, and self-esteem aspects come in, and through your job you can go on to self-actualization. So Maslow's theory has a meaning for you when you are able to have a job. You can celebrate, you can donate and help others. That brings you the third level or the fourth level, getting titles and admiration. You're able to provide for others, and of course you can improve your standards and raise yourself spiritually, self-actualization. So there we are looking at I have lost my job. You have the numbers on your screen, 681903000. They are meant for you to bring your contributions, your opinions on the subject, and your worries and your concerns for psychological and mental health assistance, and also maybe raise other topics that you think we may discuss. Donc les numéros sur l'écran sont pour vous. Participez à votre contribution, vos remarques et bien sûr vos besoins, vos soucis. Nous nous occupons de beaucoup d'autres personnes déjà à travers ces échanges par WhatsApp et par SMS. On va voir un jingle et nous allons apprécier quelles sont les implications psychologiques liées à la perte de son emploi. We are going to have a jingle and we are going to appreciate what are the psychological implications of losing one's job. Jingle, please. So you are once more welcome to Shadows. Shadows comes to you every Friday evening at 9:30, and there is a rebroadcast on Sunday evenings around 8 p.m. And Shadows is a spiritual psychological journey in which we visit the five senses and different emotional challenges that we go through as human beings on this earth, and we bring you possible solutions to break you away from taboos and all reflections out of professional cycles that may be holding you back from discussing your emotional challenges, from discussing your woes, waiting until they become physiological problems that may have gone beyond repairs, and this will bring sadness to your life, to your families, and those who are your loved ones. So we encourage you to be a part of this journey every Friday. Tous les vendredis soirs, Shadows est avec vous à 21h30 et dimanche, rediffusion à environ 20h. C'est un voyage important pour tout être vivant parce que nous discutons tous les challenges psychologiques, émotionnels qui font partie de nos vies, des fois à volonté ou involontairement, mais qui sont la plupart du temps inévitables. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de perte de travail. Et psychologiquement, nous avons des impacts psychologiques. Your psychological story will change when you lost your job. Your mental state will be affected, and your emotional state, even for the hardest minded of something, will break down inside your psyche. Job loss is similar to losing one's identity, and it leads to serious feelings of grief, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem. Dishonesty can set in, and insecurity. Sometimes the dishonesty comes because of insecurity, defense mechanisms, and the ability to keep a safe face. Alors donc, lorsqu'on perd le travail, c'est simplement comme si on vient de perdre notre raison d'être, notre identité. Ça peut amener à de sérieux problèmes comme la dépression, une sorte de deuil, l'anxiété liée à la séparation, une estime de soi devient bas, la malhonnêteté peut s'installer et l'insécurité. One's mental health is impacted significantly as well as the quality of life. Donc votre santé mentale est tout de suite touchée. L'estime avec laquelle, l'assurance avec laquelle vous marchez est bafouée. Il est difficile pour vous de porter la tête haute et de poser les mêmes actes et porter les mêmes arguments en public. Il y a quelque chose qui devient fragile à l'intérieur de nous. Yes, you become a bit fragile. You can't hold the same discussions. Your head may just bow a little bit. You're not holding it high. A cycle of grief sets in, and this is similar to the emotional manifestations that come with every case of separation, the type of separation anxiety that is discussed by the psychologist Kubler-Ross in Death and Loss. Donc, il y a quelque chose qui s'installe à l'intérieur de nous, c'est une manifestation émotionnelle tellement profonde qui vient dans chaque situation où nous venons de perdre quelque chose de cher ou d'une séparation qui nous déstabilise. C'est comme la mort. C'est pour ça qu'on parle de deuil ou une perte sérieuse de quelque chose de très important. J'ai entendu parler d'un homme d'affaires qu'on était en train de saisir ses biens dans un château, en train de transporter tout hors de sa concession. Il s'est allongé à l'entrée pour que les camions montent sur lui. I heard the story of a businessman in this town who had lost everything because he could not pay his bank loans and every property was being seized, and he lay at the entrance of his gate for the trucks to move over him. This is a situation of mental imbalance. Why? Because he says, what else is life worth? He's ready to die because he's losing everything. It's like losing a job can be leading to situations like this. He's not an unusual person. It could be you, it could be me. The Canadian Mental Health Association states that job loss brings 70 to 90% of mental health cases. Job loss brings 70 to 90% of mental health cases, and 30% of those cases are depression. Severe mental health cases, because they can be mild, they can be chronic, but we say, can you imagine that? 70 to 90%. We are using the Canadian Mental Health Association statistics just to help us have a picture of how grievous it can be. We don't have those measurements in our country. We should imagine what it would look like. So there are different affections that will touch the victim of a job loss. There is stress and anxiety, there is uncertainty and hopelessness, and there is a look forward to the future that is very gloom. There's a loss of identity, there are financial strains, there are social isolations, there are feelings like I am a failure. Lorsqu'on perd le travail, quel est l'état mental de cette personne? ils regardent l'avenir avec désespoir. Il y a le stress et l'anxiété parce que peut-être ces personnes avaient des engagements, des dettes à payer, des prêts bancaires. Ils deviennent sous pression financière parce que les loyers doivent être payés, les enfants doivent aller à l'école, ils doivent avoir le petit déjeuner. Encore lorsqu'on parle aux enfants, ils comprennent parce que ça veut dire j'ai perdu mon travail. Tout ce qu'ils comprennent, c'est que j'ai faim, ou bien je n'ai pas les cahiers, ou bien mes amis vont à l'école, je n'ai pas. Ça peut être très contraignant pour un parent qui vient de perdre son travail. Il y a l'isolation sociale. Oui, on ne peut plus participer dans les groupes parce que quand quelqu'un fait le tour, nous aussi on ne peut plus faire le tour. Parce que quand on cotise, on ne peut pas cotiser. Vous voyez comment notre communauté est organisée. C'est comme s'il n'y a pas de place pour le chômeur ou pour celui qui n'a pas de travail. Feeling like a failure, on se pense qu'on est un échec. Ça peut être très démoralisant. The loss of stress, the loss of a job brings about loss of motivation, a sense of no control sets in, a loss of confidence, a loss of self-respect, because all of this comes from the psychological harm that is associated with the loss of your job. Donc, lorsqu'on perd le travail, la motivation est en baisse et complètement bas. Il y a un sens, on perd son sens de contrôle, on perd son confiance, le respect qu'on devait donner à soi-même est parti parce qu'il y a un dommage psychologique qui est effectué, un coup fort psychologique qui est effectué lorsqu'on perd le travail. Donc on va regarder le perte de travail comme le perte de quelqu'un cher. C'est une autre dimension de ça. Donc qu'est-ce qui se passe? Koblaro, c'est le psychologue qui a fait une étude très développée là-dessus. Il a parlé de 5 étapes. Généralement, ça ne veut pas dire que tout le monde va passer par les 5 étapes. Ça ne veut pas dire que les étapes vont se succéder de la façon dont il est présenté ici. D'abord, on ne croit pas. Il y a déni. Après, on est en colère. On veut tenir quelqu'un responsable de ça. On développe le colère contre notre tout, des fois même contre Dieu. Il y a la négociation psychologique, comme si vous dites non, c'est pas vrai, ou bien qu'est-ce que je peux faire, qu'est-ce que je peux sacrifier pour que ça n'arrive pas. Et des fois on fait des engagements irréalistiques, ce n'est pas normal, qui peuvent nous compromettre plus tard. Et puis finalement on peut entrer dans la dépression, c'est-à-dire on commence à dire que véritablement j'ai perdu ce travail, avec tout ce qui est associé à ce travail, et donc c'est comme ça qu'on perd l'estime de soi, et on devient dans un état de désespoir. Ça peut être très très dur. Et bien sûr, ça finit par une acceptation. Oui, je suis allé entrer dans mon bureau, mettre tous mes biens dans un carton et je le porte pour sortir sans regarder derrière. Ou je regarde en disant que peut-être c'est la dernière fois. Cet endroit, peut-être c'était un bon ou un mauvais souvenir. Peu importe, une chose est certaine, je ne serai plus là. Il y a un chef d'entreprise qui me disait que j'ai travaillé sur 5 entreprises et je peux rentrer travailler encore là-bas. Peut-être on va en parler. Comment il a fait? C'est-à-dire, quitte le travail de la façon dont tu peux encore repartir là-bas, on va t'embaucher. C'est un autre sujet. But most of the time, when you lost your job, it means that you were asked to leave. I'm not talking about the person who decided to resign. Yet, that person is a type of loss of job when you resign, because sometimes we resign without reflecting well, and we have lost the job, and we may regret it. There are many phases of it. So you go through denial. I don't believe this is true. It's not possible. It can't be me. And the danger of denial is that it blocks you moving forward, looking for a new job and accepting that this is life. And then it goes on to anger. With anger, the danger is that you start building up negative thoughts against your employee, against life, and against God. And that is not a healthy state of mind to move forward and come out of the mess. And you start bargaining. Bargaining can be also dangerous because you can make unrealistic compromises. You can take engagements that you will not fit tomorrow just because you are like desperate in that situation. Depression, of course, is not good. It lowers your self-esteem. It puts in a state of hopelessness, and it blackens your resources from you. You suddenly feel like you have nothing, but we know that there is always something. We never fall on our backs as human beings if we are aware of what we have. And acceptance, of course, acceptance can be positive. It can help you, to adapt to the new situation and make strategies to move on. But acceptance also can be that you spend your time lamenting and accusing everybody except yourself. These are some of the things that we have to be looking after. And then, of course, personal grief can disrupt your sleep. It can change its pattern. It can kill your appetite. and your ability to concentrate and to focus and move on. Quand on est en tristesse, en deuil, on peut perdre le sommeil, on peut perdre l'appétit, la capacité d'être focalisé et de continuer à s'améliorer peuvent être un peu difficiles. On est isolé, on a des difficultés de gérer la famille et la stabilité de la famille peut être menacée. Pourquoi? Parce que des fois, c'est des biens matériels qui stabilisaient cette famille. Peut-être il y a d'autres aspects fragiles dans ces relations, relations entre couples, relations entre parents, et son importance avec les enfants, peut-être les membres de la famille lointaine. Toutes ces personnes-là peuvent commencer à dire que le source de revenus a des problèmes. When your importance was financial contribution and your respect was based on that, your family structure may break down when you cannot more provide, and this may become more disruption just from losing your job. Aspects of shame, guilt, and other psychologically traumatic situations come into play, and this can be very difficult. So there are manifestations of anger that will come in, a lot of self-worthiness will drop, and then of course hopelessness and shame. Physically you develop headache, body pain, muscle ache, stomach and digestive problems coming, insomnia, and mentally you start developing negative thought. You internalize failure and you feel rejected, and you begin to have bitter and negative thoughts. Depression and emotional imbalance, guilt and self-destructive habits come in. D'autres aspects, on commence à se détruire de façon automatique par l'alcool, la cigarette, les nuits dehors sans sommeil et bien sûr l'utilisation du drogue, les situations adaptives négatives pour gérer et surmonter les problèmes psychologiques qui nous traumatisent, qui dépassent nos moyens, nos capacités psychologiques de les gérer. Et cognitivement, il est difficile pour nous d'être focalisés. On commence à internaliser des paroles négatives, des pensées négatives et une façon méprisante négative de voir la vie et l'avenir. Et tout ça peut amener à des problèmes physiologiques, donc digestifs, nerveux, douleurs musculaires, maux de tête, ainsi de suite. Ça, ce n'est pas du tout agréable. On va avoir le jingle et il y a une petite chanson qu'on va chanter parce que la musique, c'est l'une des façons par laquelle on apaise, on adoucit les nez. Et avec ces chansons, nous allons regarder quelles sont les personnes élevées. Les personnes élevées, les sages ont écrit pour nous tenir dans les moments difficiles lorsqu'on perd le travail. What have the wise written, the spiritually elevated in our lives? What have they written that can accompany us in these difficult moments? Jingle and the music of hope. You know, sometimes when I come here, I sing because that's how I've uplifted myself through challenges as well. And I know there are many of you who have beautiful, nice voices. Maybe you start calling and telling me you can come on Shadows and sing a beautiful song. Why not? It was somebody else's wish. It was somebody else's wish. And I wish how I could make all the changes, for they all got it wrong from the start. My Lord got the keys in his hands, and he wills all the wishes we know. So smile up and cheer up for joy. I can see the clouds fade out away. So lady, listen to me, what the wish will never happen. It started on the wrong trail. For sure as the sun sets in the twilight, it will wipe away the dawn, a Friday for a Sunday. So lady, listen to me, what the wish will never happen. It started on the wrong trail. For sure as the sun sets in the twilight, it will wipe away the dawn, a Friday for a Sunday. We lived in the crisis, I know, and we smiled when there was trouble, it's true. Our good days will be forever, of course. We'll live our life on the ground, and we will live a life that sails by the wind. We'll live a life that glides through the skies. So great God, we are pleading that our wishes be thy will, that crowns the joys unnumbered. We'll live like your children, we'll praise you day and night the way that Daddy told us. Great God, we are pleading that our wishes be thy will, now that crowns the joys unnumbered. We'll live like your children, we'll praise you day and night the way that Daddy told us. Ta la 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 la, ta la 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 la, ta li la li la, ta li da pa pa la li be, ta li la ti la, ta li la ti la la li de la. You say you believe me, say you accept it the way I see things coming our way. Tomorrow will be better, today is just a lesson. Believe me, I see clearly now. Say you believe me, say you accept it the way I see things coming our way. Tomorrow will be better, today is just a lesson. Believe me, I see clearly now. Say you believe me, say you'll accept it the way I see things coming our way. Tomorrow will be better, today is just a lesson. Believe me, I see clearly now. Believe me, I see clearly now. Believe me, I see clearly now. Yeah, I see clearly now. Say you believe me, say you accept it the way I see things coming our way. Tomorrow will be better, today is just a lesson. Believe me, I see clearly now. Yes, believe me, I see clearly now. When you come to Shadows once a week, you will see clearly. You will see clearly because these things we share with you are the things of life, and they look forward to days when we may be challenged. Yes, of course, today is the lesson. If you just lost your job, tomorrow will be better. Believe me, I see clearly now. Let's have a look at what the wise have written. I go to the Bible, the good news. If you hear God's word, harden not your hearts. Before I read some Bible passages where I get my inspiration, you may have the Quran, you may have the Bhagavad Gita, you may have other spiritual books from which you get inspiration, as long as they lead you to knowing that we make a collective community where we will stand for each other. You are serving a living God. And I go to the Bible where I've never been let down. Anyway, in times of grief, you might feel like you are alone or that no one understands what you are going through. Is that true? Un moment de deuil, on se dit, on se sent comme si on est seul et qu'il n'y a personne qui comprend ce que nous traversons. Alors, dans ce moment, voilà les messages bibliques. Dans le psaume 34, 18, Psalm 34, 18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. When you lost your job, you are spirit crushed. Psalm 14, 147, 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Therapy is the binding of wounds which comes through grace. Listening to the wisdom from loving family members, the Lord will use angels here on earth to help you bind those wounds. Joshua 1-9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. in the search for a new job, in understanding the pain of losing this job. And I want you to know that Joshua was a man who walked in faith. He was very courageous and was able to stand alone in most cases. His creed was courage, obedience, and faith. Joshua was the one chosen to take over from Moses to lead the Israelites to the promised land. And he was a warrior. He was one of the 12 spies that Moses sent to see that land, Canaan, before the people could walk in. So this is somebody who can be really talking to us. John 14 verse 27. This one is very sweet. The Master Jesus is saying it in a very way. You know, when you read the Old Testament, you read Jesus' way of speaking. Jesus is more romantic. He is sweeter. He is more charming. He has a way of even telling you. He tells you, you said it, not me. Very sweet guy. My peace I leave with you. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let them be afraid. What an assurance. And the thing is that Jesus makes us here to know that the world tells you, peace be with you. The world says, Dieu te bénisse. Le monde te dit ça. Mais c'est ça, ce n'est pas celui du monde là. Il y a l'assurance du gouvernement. Il y a l'assurance du chef de famille. There is the guarantee of the government. There is the guarantee of the family head. There is the guarantee of the governor. There is the assurance of those people. That's the one of the world. He said, that I'm giving is mine. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Beautiful. We'll have a short break and we'll go to the commercial break. And after that, I'll bring to you a wise woman. She's charming, loving, and beautiful. And we'll talk to the therapist and certainly go to the meditation. Thank you very much for being with Shadows.
Passion? Do you doubt your natural talents? Do you have free time to idle around each day and more? Chiangong Hair Beauty and Fashion School and Academy offers you a successful career. Graduates and school dropouts alike develop competence in hairdressing, beauty therapy, therapeutic massage, special makeup, nail art, spa management, and so much more. An international and bilingual school and academy since 1984. Accredited by the Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training. Chiangong Hair Beauty and Fashion. Creativity with discipline. More than 35 years of experience. Head Office 545 Rue Sylvanie Bernabe, Aquadouala, Cameroon. Contact +237 675 882872 or 677 856768. Bonamoussadi Agency, Viva Coiffure, Eneo Building Zone A, Douala. Contact +237 653 560196. Facebook, Emmanuel Chiangong. Is beauty.
Beautiful. Her name is Indra Noi. She is a former CEO of PepsiCo, one of the 1450, companies in the world. And the story is My Life in Full, Work, Family, and Our Future. What a beautiful read. Every woman should read, and every family head should read, father or mother. And every corporate executive should read, but especially the women. For a dozen years, let us have the book on the screen, please. For a dozen years, as one of the world's most admired CEO, Indra Nooyi redefined what it means to be an exceptional leader. Beautiful and charming. Look at her smile. The first woman of color and immigrant to run a Fortune 50 company and one of the foremost strategic thinkers of her time. She transformed PepsiCo into a unique vision, a vigorous pursuit of excellence, and a deep sense of purpose. Now, in a rich memoir brimming his grace, grit, and good humor, My Life in Full offers a first-hand view of Nooyi's legendary career and the sacrifices he so often demanded. Why I like reading this book and discussing it in this African setting, especially in Cameroon, because more and more women are getting into the corporate circles and most of them are occupying posts of CEO, regional and directors and so on, and they are still having the difficulty to create work balance. I don't believe in that. To create work balance, life balance, to create life balance, whether work or life, this all life balance. They're having difficulties to merge family and work, and sometimes they don't understand they're working in an environment that was not designed for them. I am amongst a vaunted group of global CEOs regularly invited into rooms with the most influential leaders on the planet, and I come to notice that the painful stories about how people, especially women, struggle to blend lives and livelihoods were entirely absent in those rooms. The titans of industry, politics, and economics talk about advancing the world through finance, technology, and flying to Mars. Family, the actual messy, delightful difficulty and treasured core of how most of our life was fringe, never came into the discussion. This disconnect has profound consequences. So you go into those board meetings, they're only looking how to go to Venus, how to go to the moon, how to extend the market, and nobody is thinking of the family. Yet everybody there, especially the female, are coming from homes where there must be balance for them to have a vision in any other things. Because Indira is telling you that how come in all those board meetings they discuss how to build robots that can carry out surgery, how to clone humans, and how to bring in vitro into life, how to develop artificial wombs, yet nobody is thinking what are we doing with those ones we have kept at home, how are we raising them, what future do we have for the planet. I believe that we must address the work and family conundrum by focusing on our infrastructure around care with an energy and ingenuity like never before. We should consider this as a moonshot, starting with ensuring that every worker has access to paid leave, flexibility, predictability to help them handle the ebb and flow of work and family life, and then moving fast to develop the most innovative and comprehensive child care and elder care solutions that our greatest minds can devise. Actually, we are children twice. We are children when we are born, and we are children when we become great grandparents. When we become very elderly, we become like children, we have to be cared for. This concept of elderly home has nothing to do with human beings. Those who invented it have a mental problem. We are happy in Africa, we live until we die with our elderly and our babies. And there are two phases of life where when you sandwich yourself in between the two, you have a beautiful balance, because you are living with your mother and your grandmother, and you have your children around. You are sandwiched into beautiful areas of pious energy on the beginning and at the end, and you are able to have balance in the middle, because you know one day you'll be at the end and you can remember when you were at the beginning. This is very important. The mission will require leadership that we don't often see. I think the fundamental role of a leader is to look for ways to shape the decades ahead, not just to react to the present. Shape the decades ahead, not react to the present, or react to the present, and to help others accept the discomfort of disruption to the status quo. We need wisdom of business leaders, policymakers, and all women and men passionate about easing the work and family burden to come together here. We can do sense of optimism and a must-do sense of responsibility. We can transform our society. You see, like I say, I come to Shadow to provoke you. Order this book and read it. I believe in healthy families, because healthy families are the root of a healthy society. I know family is messy. I know painful issues that can be reconciled are found in families. I had 29 first cousins, 14 from my mother's side, whom I was very close to, and 15 from my father's side, many of whom I barely knew because of historical rifts I cannot begin to fathom. I think these situations are a microcosm of what the rest of life is like, and they teach us about the difficulties that we must navigate and accept, which means those that have managed the most challenging families are having a better chance of managing the world in which we live. So beautiful to read. Men in business operate in a system with centuries of history related to playing the role in society. Actually, women, I speak a lot for you because I have testosterone in my brain, but I have estrogen in my heart. Donc j'ai le testostérone dans le cerveau, mais l'estrogène dans le cœur. Je pense que les environnements de travail ne sont pas faits pour les femmes, mais les femmes sont en train de travailler dedans. Et chaque fois quand tu entends les programmes comme Empowerment, Women Empowerment, Corporate Women in Leadership, when you listen to things like that, when they go there, they start discussing how we can be leaders. Why don't you discuss how you can reshape the work environment? so that there is a space for estrogen, because it was meant for testosterone. Most of the trauma you are getting there, the imbalance, the disrupt, and the frustrations at times, even after giving your best, is because the system was not designed for you. You make a round thing and you bring a square peg and you fit in it, and it won't work. So I think women, through the inspiration from Indra, you can start thinking on how to remodel and refaçonner, and to reshape the corporate environment so that it should be a place where estrogen and testosterone, progesterone can blend in, and you will find a beautiful balance. This is my personal opinion. Thank you. Let's go and look for Indra in all the platforms that sell books, and you will enjoy it. We get a jingle and we go to see the therapist before we leave with our meditation. To Shadows. Welcome to Shadows, and we are going to see the therapist, the psychotherapist, the clinical counselor, the social worker. That can be even in your family, not only in a university faculty. That can be in your neighborhood, disguised in one of the gifted minds, or a specialist that you go and consult without any taboos, without any complex, because they are there waiting to take care of you. One of the things, among others, you do when you lost your job is to meet a psychologist, talk to a therapist. In situations of job loss, we need to consider meeting a therapist, among many other issues, like meeting some good friends, people who have been you, your family, and spiritual guide, loved ones. En plus de certaines visites que vous pouvez faire quand vous venez de perdre le travail, dans les 5 étapes des Cobla Rose, des dénis, toutes ces étapes-là, l'un des conseils, c'est de voir un thérapeute, un psychologue, un clinicien, un conseiller psychologique, un assistance sociale, qui peut être un professionnel qui vous attend, qui est formé pour ça. The therapist and counselor will help us, first of all, appreciate the baggage we have brought in. Quand on vous rencontre un thérapeute, première chose, appréciez dans quel état vous vous trouvez, qu'est-ce que vous avez apporté comme bagage. Parce qu'il doit pouvoir faire une évaluation de qui est devant lui pour pouvoir savoir quelle proposition en termes de solution sera le plus adaptée pour vous sortir rapidement de ces désordres. Second, our psychological capital. Qu'est-ce que nous avons comme des ressources? Qu'est-ce qu'on avait comme des ressources dans le travail, avant le travail? Qu'est-ce que nous nous retrouvons maintenant avec comme moyenne? Il y a des niveaux de désespoir différents, et certaines personnes peuvent être dans un état tellement désespéré qu'on va avoir d'autres assistances au-delà de l'assistance psychologique. We have to look at the current state you brought in. What is your presentation? Physiquement, comment tu te présentes? Psychologiquement, quelles sont les ressources que vous avez? Physiologiquement, quel est votre état de santé? Et physiquement, quels sont les moyens physiques que vous avez? Est-ce que vous pouvez marcher tout le jour chercher le travail? Par exemple, c'est pas à ignorer. Les différentes ressources peuvent être intellectuelles, spirituelles, sociales, regardant les différents niveaux de notre bien-être, l'équilibre du bien-être. Le niveau d'engagement à suivre la thérapie. Est-ce que vous êtes prêt à être accompagné? Est-ce que vous êtes ouvert à travailler? Le thérapeute doit apprécier tout ça. Are you ready to take therapy? Your resources will look at the 7 levels of your mental balance and well-being. Is it emotional? Is it spiritual? Is it social? Is it intellectual? Is it financial? We'll look at you. Do you have some reserve? Do you have property you can sell? Do you have? What is the family support system that you have? And do you have safe places you can go to, even psychologically, to find peace? Can you bounce back? What is your spiritual level? How is elevated are you spiritually? And then, of course, he will build a therapy for you. And he will be able to appreciate your resources to go through it. Those resources can be, again, through your well-being, the 7 levels. Do you have the financial means just to pay taxi to come and see your therapist? You will also check that. Do you have the ability to pay for your fare for the therapy? And if not, all of that will be appreciated, and every good therapist will find some way to accompany you. And the idea is that you will get a job, maybe a better one, and you will be able to keep that job for a beautiful way, and you'll be able to perform in that job better than you ever worked before. Working with a therapist will bring different tools. We have mind-body therapists who will reshape your body, address the issues of your presentation, your communication, your non-verbal language, and your attitude. We'll look at your cognitive psychology and your behavioral style, how you carry yourself, and how you address issues and conflicts even in that situation, how the type of thought patterns that go, negative thoughts, and negative belief or blocking beliefs that you carry, negative thought pattern, resentment, we have to purify all of that. Mindfulness, being aware of your life, be grateful of the things you have, the resources, celebrate your strength. And then of course we'll give you talk therapy, counseling. We'll also address literature and support material that we take along with you. And based on where you are weak spiritually, the counselor can give you back assistance to address your spiritual needs, your social needs, emotional needs. We can use other support systems to accompany us in this work. And these are more just an idea of all what can happen depending on your respective case. En fonction de vos cas particuliers, il y a tellement de choses qui peuvent être faites. Et nous sommes en train d'arriver à la fin de ce programme. Et c'était un plaisir d'être ici. Et il y a toujours la méditation, 7 points où on doit se retirer de temps en temps dans la journée. Si j'ai perdu mon travail, et si je perds mon travail demain, et si celui sur qui je compte perd son travail, méditons. Let us meditate on that. It is very important to be having moments of meditation in your life. Relax your shoulder, sit your feet in your grounds, relax, take away the distractions from around you, enlevez toutes les distractions autour de vous, détendez-vous, respirez, ressentez la respiration, ressentez l'environnement autour de vous, l'air autour de vous. Feel the air around you, feel the breath that flows into your lungs and the beauty that comes with it. Let a smile come to your face and let it spread over your body like the rising sun. Let your job site comes to you for those who are working, and look at the beauty of having a job, getting up in the morning and getting to some place. Look at the beautiful people who come to your job site and just smile at them and be happy because they come in to assure that you can sustain that job. Remember the cases where you have not been nice to your clients, to your colleagues, to your boss. Remember the moments you have carried out activity to compromise the sustainability of your company, of your job, for your selfish interests. See that it didn't bring good to you as the moments and the feelings come to you. See that it raised the dark side of your life. Send a smile to that part of your life. Let it be sanitized with healing energy. Because you are now aware that you were hurting yourself by hurting others. Il y a des moments où on n'était pas une valeur ajoutée à notre entreprise. On était la douleur, on était même une trahison. Ressentez ces moments et la tristesse que vous avez causée aux autres. Et envoyez le sourire dans cette partie de toi qui est sombre. Et laisse la lumière éclaircir cela, illuminer. Et libérez-vous de la culpabilité et de l'angoisse qui l'accompagne. Parce que vous ne le ferez plus. You won't do it again. See the goodness that you go home with when you can stop by the shopping center and take home food for your children, gifts for your wife or for your husband. When you can pay fees with salary from your job site. Let gratitude fill your heart. And what about those who come meeting you to get jobs? What is your attitude towards them? Do you encourage them? Even if you don't give them a job, do you leave them with hope that they will get it? Are you self-centered about your success? Do you imagine the times when you were in their situation? Breathe in deeply and breathe out. Relax your shoulders and let the smile continue to melt the negativities in you along with the pain. Were you getting discouraged about finding a new job? Let your energy be renewed by this moment. And let the message in shadows uplift you and assure you. Respirez. Et souriez. And send out a wish with positive energy to all those who are seeking jobs. Share this message with all those who are around you, that they may be uplifted by the challenges in their lives. And for all those who have lost something, à tous ceux qui ont perdu quelque chose, que cette méditation vous rehausse, vous renouvelle, avec une acceptation que tout peut se renouveler. Parce que tout va aussi passer, même cette douleur. Everything will pass away, even the pain you are feeling. Keep smiling as you become aware of your body, the music that we are listening to, and the beautiful world in which we are alive in. And slowly, gradually come back to yourself as the music subsides. Thank you, fellow travelers. I have lost my job. If that is your case, now you know tomorrow you are looking forward to a new job which you will treat with more honor and with more grace. And for those who come to you looking for jobs, you have a good message to them. Even if you are not the one to employ them, give them hope. And for all those who were at the background, we want to remember especially Desley, who is always on time and there for us to have this program single-handedly running up and down, making shadows available to you. And for the BT Media Group and their philosophy of education, uplifting, reinforcing, providing resources to the community, may they be blessed always to sustain this great mission of nation building through positive education like shadows and many more. And of course, inviting you once more to join us next Friday again, Sunday first of all for the rebroadcast at 8 p.m. and Sunday again, Sunday for rebroadcast and Friday next again for another episode of session. Go on our Facebook page, Shadows.